We are back in the kitchen, obviously, with our new friend, Brittany Wilson, and Brittany is with Power Up Pizza. Brittany, so good to see you, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
A couple of things before we get into the food. It is so cool that your pizza wagon or your pizza truck is powered by a Tesla pickup.
Yes.
How did you get into that, the whole thing, in a nutshell?
So we've driven Teslas for several years. They're life-changing. The FSD is the best thing you can do if you have any sort of anxiety driving. It'll change your life. Best money ever spent. And they're also considerably cheaper to run, especially with gas prices. But my son was the actual one who made a suggestion. I sort of laughed at it because I'm like, whatever, we're not spending that much on a vehicle. But the math works. It takes about 40% less cost to operate. Right. So our maximum electricity bill is about $200. And they had 0% interest financing, and it will actually work as our generator.
Very nice. You got the whole thing tied up into a nice little bow. You have got some incredibly delicious looking and incredibly delicious smelling food. Why pizza? How did you pick that?
Funny enough, we started with lemonade. Mm-hmm. That was the business I wanted. I always loved to hand muddle lemonade at the fair. We had bought a little, like those tuk-tuk 3-wheel vehicles to get started in, and the mechanic kept it for too long. I threw my hands up in the air, and my husband had learned to make pizza several years before that to win me back after a difficult time in our marriage. Right. And I said, you know what, Mark, you learned how to make the best pizza in the world. There's not a pizza food truck around here. I bet we could do it. Let's figure it out.
And obviously you have. All right, let's go back to the hand muddling a bit. Where does that come into play?
So hand muddling is really important because if you go get lemonade anywhere, they're likely going to squeeze it on a press, right, or they're going to do country time or powdered. You always want to ask, is it?
That's not real lemonade.
They're going to charge you the same price that I'm charging you for it, though, and so they're not going to tell you.
All you do is put the fruit, the lemons, the strawberries, whatever, here in the bottom.
And the strawberries are also rare, too. Most people will just do syrup, but you put the sugar on top, and then you squish down, and what you're trying to do is get the ice. Get the sugar molecules to scratch the skin of the lemon to release the essential oils, and that's where you get your big, vibrant punch of flavor.
So as one who doesn't have much experience in muddling,
you're doing great.
So
perfect.
Do I need to be a little more aggressive with it?
You can. I would be not too aggressive because you'll poke a hole in it. I done busted one open earlier today. But basically, when it starts to get where you don't see any grains of sugar, and you kind of get it getting smooth, and all the pieces of the strawberry, you want to be able to pull them through the straw. That's it.
So you can overdo it.
Well, you can get it a little wimpy on your lemons, basically.
Nobody likes wimpy lemonade.
No, you want it to be, actually I'm going to even put more ice in here because the big thing about lemonade is ice.
Tell you what, let's let this sit here and marinate, for lack of a better word, for just a little bit.
That's perfect.
And we're going to talk about the pizza. What kinds do you have here?
So we have 3 of our best-selling pizzas here. Right now we have the 90s Kitchen Tuscan Chicken, and all of our pizzas are like 90s themed or arcade themed. So some of them have fun video game names, like our meat pizzas, the Triforce Mega Pizza.
You are drizzling.
That was balsamic glaze, and so this is like chicken and artichokes and garlic oil. And actually, normally we put a little bit of red sauce on it too, a little bit of roasted tomatoes to give you just a pop of color and a little bit of that flavor. This pizza is the OG pepperoni. We use a cup and crust pepperoni, and all of our pizzas are actually sourdough. And the hot honey gives just a little bit of heat. But a sweetness.
And you do all of this by hand?
We do. We also do a cold ferment. We usually do at least a 48-hour cold ferment. If not a 72-hour, that's really the ideal state, and that really gives you a bubbly flavor. You can see this is our starter.
Look at that.
Named Gizmo. Do not try to feed it or water it after midnight.
It looks like it could be angry if you did that.
Yeah, it won't, sourdough's a little bit temperamental. I think people make it too difficult, but you do have to make sure you love and nurture it and say sweet things to it.
It is Power Up Pizza. I will guarantee you within hundreds of miles, you will not see a pizza wagon being towed by a Tesla pickup. Book it. You also have a retail location.
We do. We're at 1628 Cloud Springs Road. We're 2.5 miles down from Costco, going towards Rossville and Fort Oglethorpe.
All right. Out of all of the pizzas you brought here, what is your personal favorite?
It's an off-menu pizza. My husband actually brought it, and you can see we've already started to sample it.
Right.
If I had to call it something, I would call it a princess pie. It's a combination of the margarita, which I actually named for Queen Margaret, but we've added artichokes to it.
Wow.
Look at the bottom of it. That's the secret with pizza. If you have a good the
that.
color on the bottom.
Yes.
And you'll notice some of our pizzas are ugly. If you get an ugly pizza, it's going to taste way better because that's all that flavor.
Some of us, when we were bachelors, depended on pizza because it has all the 7 basic food groups in it. Brittany, tell us how to get in touch with you for more information.
You can go to our website at poweruppizzatruck.com. You can email us at vince@poweruppizzatruck.com, or you can come see us in our retail location, my husband and I, and usually my kids are there 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 to 7. Is it good?
Nope.
It's great.
Way beyond good.
I'm glad you
We'll
like
be right back.